Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. Any idea why the market has suddenly gone up all of a sudden? We can tell you. We've got a deal, finally, with Ukraine and the United States. It's a wonderful, wonderful evening. I've got my panel calling in. If you want to call in and be on the show, I'm going to give you the link. Here is the link. A deal with the United States and the Ukraine is done. Let me share with you the news. It's breaking at this precise second. Here we go.
Deal. Yulia Shevchenko, Ukrainian Deputy Prime Minister.
There it is, just being signed.
Scott
the
Bessant,
mineral deal.
US Treasury
Scott Bessant.
Secretary signing the agreement.
Look at the angles. They're like looking apart. Normally, if you get an agreement, everybody's happy.
Yes.
You kind of look at, you're looking at each other as you sign it. They look very...
You're absolutely right. And the body language there doesn't suggest agreement of any sort, does it, really?
No, well, she's a hostage, isn't she, I suppose, isn't it? I just can't believe they will privately be happy with what they've been forced to do. They've been humiliated, they've been unfairly attacked, run down, threatened, bullied. It's like extortion and racketeering by the Trump administration.
But do you think that they absolutely have been forced into this? Because, I mean, all throughout, you've got the impression from Zelensky that, he's not going to be, ridden over roughshod, that he really is going to fight for Ukraine and it's going to be what he wants.
Well, the dictator, as he was called, invited the invasion that started the war himself, the man who...
Stand by, this is just breaking news.
...humiliated in the White House by Trump and J.D. Vance, who then got criticism for not wearing a suit. I don't think J.D. Vance took the same line with the Pope when he went to see him, and he was in his white robes and the wheelchair just before he died. But it's kind of... You'd have to ignore so much that we know about in order to think the Ukrainians will be happy signing this deal and it'll somehow be a fair deal rather than something that's warped and twisted in Trump's favour.
But I mean, there's just so much uncertainty that remains as well. This deal is far from the end of it, and there are those bilateral discussions which are happening between Moscow and Washington, and Kyiv is, barely getting a look in. And yes, you can argue that it has fewer cards to play, that it is so dependent on Western support in order to, maintain this conflict against Russia.
Do you want to call and have your say?
But nevertheless,
join our panel.
It must be immensely difficult
Breaking news.
For Zelensky. These pills that he's going to have to swallow, and he did say a few weeks ago that he would not agree to ceding Crimea, at least on a long-term basis, and
stock market is up on this.
Successful he's going to be in some of his objectives.
Yeah, we do the papers and this review supporting Ukraine. It unites every paper right across from the Start, the FT, the Guardian.
It's a great day for the world, a great day for the United States, particularly,
and the Mail,
and Ukraine, of course. All of us investors, you'll see it tomorrow.
Was a bit pro-Putin. I think he now realises that was a mistake. He's distanced himself as he is from Trump. But Britain's pretty united, and I know some people do criticise the amount being spent, 2-3 billion a year, weapons. I understand that, but there is basically support. Britain is in Ukraine's corner. Sadly, the US isn't anymore.
Just to reiterate the breaking news for viewers who've just joined us, and that is that the US and Ukraine have announced an economic deal after President Trump was calling on Ukraine to compensate Washington for billions in military and economic assistance to help Ukraine repel the Russian invasion. A tweet we have just spotted from Yulia Shevchenko, the Deputy Prime Minister in Ukraine. She says, together with the United States, we are creating the fund that will attract global investment to our country. The photo there, she is smiling in that tweet. Not so when signing the agreement with Scott Bessant.
This has just happened, folks. This is breaking news.
The agreement, the minerals deal that we've long been waiting for. We do still have to read into the detail of that, but standing by now, our US correspondent David Blevins, who's in Washington. David, can you give us any more detail as to what exactly has been signed?
Well, the detail is still very sketchy at this point, but I think it is worth noting that Donald Trump always vowed to end the war between Russia and Ukraine on his first day in office. On his 101st day in office, he appears to have taken a huge step towards that. This is, without question, a defining moment. They're not using the term minerals deal, they're using the term reconstruction fund, but it unquestionably gives the United States privileged access to rare earth minerals in Ukraine, and that is a treasure trove. Of course, the United States has always said under Donald Trump's presidency that it is owed back a considerable amount of money that was paid out in military aid during the Joe Biden presidency. So this appears to be the clinching of what we have called for a very long time, the minerals deal. And there are various aspects to that, of course. There is the economic aspect, with America
Markets are going to rally
under
on this,
Donald Trump
folks.
able to say it is clawing back what he has always claimed was $350 billion of military aid. Others have suggested that
you can call in, have you say,
exaggerated. But of course there is the political aspect too, because now that the United States has to some extent a stake in Ukraine, it could be argued that Vladimir Zelensky has some degree of security guarantee, and that's why I say this could take us a step towards the resolution of the war there. We've had a statement now, as you say, from both the Ukrainian government and from the Treasury Department here in the United States. I'll just recap on that. The Treasury statement says, as the President has said, the United States is committed to helping facilitate the end of this cruel and senseless war. This agreement signals clearly to Russia and that the Trump administration is committed to a peace process centered on a free, sovereign and prosperous Ukraine over the long term. But those are very significant words when you think back to the blazing row, that jaw-dropping moment in the Oval Office when President Trump challenged President Zelensky, really, and that week we saw in real time before our own eyes the redefining of old global alliances, because the president appeared to be more sympathetic to Russia than he was to Ukraine. He had already posted online even before that meeting, to some extent blaming Ukraine for the Russian invasion. But then we had another hugely significant moment less than a week ago, when for the first time since the showdown in the Oval Office, Donald Trump and Vladimir Zelensky met on the fringes of the Pope's funeral in St. Peter's Basilica. A photograph, an image for the ages. The two men seated just feet apart, two chairs in that glorious building in Rome. And it was the beginning, it seems, of a process that brought the United States back to its more traditional stance of recognising Ukraine's right to have its own sovereignty, its own right to bring this war to an end without granting territory to Russia that Russia has invaded in the course of recent years in that part of the world. So it is a defining moment, and it could turn the page at an important time for Donald Trump when he has seen his poll ratings really go through the floor. He can now say, I'm closer to ending this war.
And David, do you think this signals the fact that Donald Trump's patience may have now run out with Russia and Vladimir Putin? We've heard soundings to that effect in the last few days, but do you think the signing of the agreement now suggests firmly that his patience has run out with Putin?
Yes, I think it has to some extent. Certainly a few weeks ago, we could see very clearly
if you'd like to have
that
your
he was
say,
running out
I'm
of
putting the link in the chat,
with
you can
the
call
Ukrainian
in.
president. But that meeting last week in Rome, which appeared to be brokered to some extent or arranged to some extent by both the French President Emmanuel Macron and the British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who were also on the fringes, does appear to have turned the page, because even before he arrived back in Washington from the funeral in Rome, the president was posting online comments we'd not heard from him in a very long time, certainly not since he returned to the White House in January, suggesting perhaps that he was being played along by Vladimir Putin, that he wasn't serious about bringing this war to an end. So it's going to be very interesting to watch how Russia responds to this now, because clearly those comments last weekend from President Trump had an effect. Since then, we've had the Russian president declare another short ceasefire. So will he now respond to what the president has achieved in terms of this minerals deal of sorts with the Ukrainians and decide it is time to draw the line, to bring this to a conclusion? That's the big challenge facing Vladimir Putin this evening.
David, thank you very much for bringing us up to date there. We're still with us, Kevin and Annabelle. Just want to read a bit more of the US Secretary of Treasury, Scott Bessant.
So let me just pause this a sec. I will continue the news. This is breaking news. If you've just tuned in, we've got a deal from the United States and Ukraine agreed to establish an investment fund. Basically, what this means is, in a nutshell, the United States own a big chunk of Ukraine. What does that mean? That means United States has an interest in Ukraine. What does that mean? It means the US defends its interests. What that means is, Putin, you will attack the United States if you go further. This will force an end to the war. This will not escalate it. This will finish it. Trump has done a trump card there. He's got a deal. He owns the mineral rights in Ukraine. He owns the mineral basket. He owns the treasure trove. He owns a chunk of Ukraine. Now, you might say that's a bit unfair on the Ukrainians. It's their land. It's their wealth. However, they spent it fighting a war. It wasn't their fault, but they were in a war. It has to be paid for. The United States was the lead contributor to paying for it. It wants its money back. To get that back, it owns the rights to the minerals. What does that mean for the US economy? Boom. The US stock market? Boom. The end of the war? Boom. Because it's the Ukraine is the wheat basket of the world. It's the food basket of the world. This is a good day for people fighting wars on both sides. They stop dying. Not immediately. There's not an end to the war. But now US own a big chunk of Ukraine. Essentially, Russia has to stop. It has no way to continue. All right? Because it owns part of Ukraine. The deal is done. It's been signed. That's it. The war will come to a very quick end. Trump will not want Russia attacking its investments. So this is a good day for the US, good day for the Ukrainians, good day for the world, good day for all the investors, and a good day for the stock market and just basically everyone other than Vladimir Putin. If you want to call in, be on the show. I'm not going to be here very long. It's late in the evening, but this is a historic moment. My wife Leah will be full supportive for me covering this news. Gentlemen, we're going to pick this up as it's going to be breaking throughout the evening. I'm not going to be here the whole night, but Simon, what do you think about what you've just heard?
Technically, it sounds great, but what if Putin doesn't like it?
Nothing he can do. He's not going to go to war with the United States. I guarantee it 100%. Remember, he knew this was going on. He knew this was on the cards. He's already been trying to get peace, but he wanted it on his terms. There's nothing he can do. I've got no doubt we're not going to wake up tomorrow and find that Russia is... I mean, you heard the tone of the news. No one's going, this is going to escalate, we're in trouble. It's not. Putin's finished. He's not going to do anything now. I get your point. I can see what you're thinking.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so, because no one wants war. No one should die for reasons.
Yeah. Alex, what do you feel? You're from Greece. You're from Europe. What do you feel about this? If anybody wants to call in, the link's in the chat. Let me know you're calling in. Call in and you can be... Denise says your wife is a lovely person. She is. Very patient. It's late in the evening. I don't think I can be here for very long. Leah, is the dinner on? I'm okay, am I? Mm-hmm. She's with me. Unconditional support, unconditional love. That's why my portfolio is what it is. She allows me to work. You do realise when I'm a multi-millionaire, Leah will cash in on all this hard work. So, the day will come. She'll go, I was nice to you for 20 years when you built the YouTube channel up. Well, now you're a multi-millionaire. I want that Ferrari for myself. Not to share with you, for myself. And I want it in pink. Get it painted in pink. Anyway, Alex, what do you think, mate?
Just to add up on this, I don't think that Putin would betray his relationship with Trump, because if he attacks, that means that he goes against his friendship. And yes, okay, in a wartime, you don't really care about friendships and stuff. But as I said it with China, if he does that, that is going to be a really silly decision by his side. And it's not going to benefit anyone.
No. He hasn't got the power now. It was easy when it was just supplying a few bombs, but now Ukraine, now United States own a big chunk of interest of Ukraine. Basically, that's what they've done. Now, remember, this has happened before. Half of the United States was purchased. Did you know that? Half of the states in America were purchased. They weren't fought over. They were bought. Half of the states in America were purchased. Louisiana was bought from the French. I can go through half the states and tell you that half of the United States was purchased from other countries. This is what US does and does it very well. It's got the power, it's got the money, right? So this is why it's good for the United States. That's why it wants to buy Greenland. It wants to get Canada. It wants to get all these countries. Now it's got a good chunk of Ukraine. Let me go back to the news, guys. If you want to call in, you can be on the show, have your say. What do you think about this? Here we go.
Statement in which he says that President Trump envisioned this partnership between the American people and the Ukrainian people to show both sides commitment to lasting peace and prosperity in Ukraine.
Tap the like button, guys. Share this out.
No state or person who financed or supplied the Russian war machine will be allowed to benefit from the reconstruction of Ukraine. That's an interesting detail at the end of that statement, isn't it, Kevin?
Yeah, you wouldn't kind of expect them to, though, would you? I mean, to be quite honest, you're not going to say, "Come on, oligarchs, come round." You can have your share. It's very true that Emmanuel Macron and Keir Starmer have been doing their very best to keep lines of communication open and get some type of deal between Trump and Macron. But who's been holding the cards here? And it's Trump been holding the cards. If you're Putin and you think, right, I'm just going to freeze the conflict and I've got 20% of Ukraine, and actually areas that have a lot of natural resources. I'm not sure what's left on the surface anymore in terms of buildings and factories and so on. But you Putin, get 20%, and I bet you sanctions will be eased by the White House sometime soon.
Yeah.
And then you're Zelensky and you're forced to basically allow the Americans in to take many of your natural resources. You may get something back from that, but it's not a deal that has been between two equal partners. And that is the concern. And if you feel a democracy is being invaded and you want to support that democracy, just in principle, because it's the right thing to do, but also you get collective protection if Putin has to pay a high price for what he did, both militarily and economically, you defend yourself. But Trump has approached it in a very, very different way. And yes, I've seen those posts more recently criticising Putin, but they've come in very, very late. And it's nothing like the abuse he's given to Zelensky.
No, but nevertheless, Gillian, I think you asked an important question there about Trump running out of patience with Putin. I think we have seen that shift in Trump's attitude from running out of patience with Zelensky and that explosive meeting in the Oval Office, actually, to him now reaching potentially the end of his
deal is signed.
Moscow.
The United States now own a big chunk of Ukraine. It's done.
That contributed to a
Trump's
turning
not giving
of the tide.
it back.
And then
it's done.
we saw Putin earlier this week saying, no, I'm absolutely serious. You know,
the war will end really quickly
with Ukraine. Now, you know, this is somebody who is not going to act in good faith, and how we negotiate or a deal is negotiated with Putin that he will actually stick to. Is it going to be worth the paper it's written on? I'm not sure. But nevertheless, this is a significant moment. You know, Ukraine has got around 10% of the world's lithium, very important for creating batteries. It's got natural gas, it's got oil.
Lithium, Tesla.
Trump is going to perhaps want to try and exploit that in any way that he can. But if it leads to some sorts of security guarantees for Ukraine, for Zelensky, then perhaps there are positives to draw.
America owns 10% of the lithium in Ukraine.
It will be a sellout. That's the concern.
So we're just getting confirmation now that the minerals deal has been signed. The terminology has changed. So officially what we thought was perhaps a precursor to the minerals deal, or the minerals deal by another name, is now being officially named as the minerals deal being signed.
There we go.
And not the Ukraine Reconstruction Investment Fund from previous
That's what I said.
statements. So,
I said
there
the
we have it,
mineral
Kevin,
deal.
the confirmation that the deal has been signed, but your concern is that it's not a deal between equals.
No, just because, again, everything we have seen and heard in the run-up and the bullying, the intimidation of Zelensky, if that's how Trump wants to do his business, well,
if you want to call in and have your share, we've just got a signed deal between the US and Ukraine. They basically own 10% of the world's lithium now. So
in terms of
from
people,
a standpoint, think about what that means.
With incredible courage and bravery
That's why the markets are up.
Resist Putin's
be up tomorrow.
Forces. And now what? You get there was a 7-point peace plan proposed by the Americans, which included a bit of ceding Crimea and other measures that would have hurt Ukraine. And I do just worry if it's now going to effectively be pillaged by the US government and big corporations.
I think there are important questions to be asked of what happens with Trump next. He will no doubt describe this as a beautiful deal and what a beautiful fund it is. But actually, how big is Washington's stake in this fund going to be, and how will America make money from it? We talked about those
10% of the lithium. I'll tell you how they're going to make money.
But there are
remember, these aren't financial people. I'll tell you how they're going to make money.
And Trump has said, at one point it was $500 billion. Now it's around $350 billion. So familiar rhetoric coming from the US president there. But if he is to assuage an increasingly frustrated US public, and if he is to convince them that they should continue
this is a good deal. I'm British.
Ukraine,
I don't like this. This is silly. It's a good deal. Get off your bi-horse. It's a good deal.
But presumably President Trump wouldn't
good deal for America.
Be going into
good
any
deal for the
that
world.
He's not likely to make a lot of money from.
Well, he likes the big deal, doesn't he? He likes the whole drama around. He likes to big up the figures. If we're really lucky, this is just a face saver, and he's not going to rip off Ukraine as much as I fear. But he kind of needs a win in some way. He hasn't got it with Putin, so he seems to now.
I'm seeing if the Americans are covering it. There seems to be no American news yet.
People, or at least his supporters. I'm getting some cash back to help you, because he's got low pool ratings now because he's crashed the stock market. He's going to push up consumer prices for people, which is what happens when you put tariffs on.
And you're dealing with.
He's had to back off on some of his tariffs because they were just absolutely ludicrous. Saw what he did to his mini-me in Canada, where Mark Carney and the Liberals were just resurrected. The Liberals were on the floor. The Conservatives were on course to win. And then the Trump effect around the world is bad for Trump. I can't wait for his state visit now.
There's no American news covering it yet. I'm trying to find anyone in the US covering it.
Pay a price for that, but then he got himself out of a hole with an invitation
and if he wants to continue,
but it's got long-term damage.
And if he wants to continue to act as a bridge between the US and Ukraine, if he wants to position himself somehow on the tariffs front between China, the European Union and America, then there will need to be diplomacy there. He's going to need to maintain good relations with the US president. But nevertheless, 100 days into the Trump 2.0 administration, it has been pretty calamitous. As Kevin says, poll ratings have plummeted. No wonder. People are losing faith in the Republicans to manage the economy. We've seen a little bit of a dip in GDP growth over the first quarter of the year.
If you've just tuned in, we've got breaking news. US confirms mineral deal. This is a good day for the world. Good day. It's not a great day for Ukraine, but it means they get the protection. The war will end. Putin can't take this now. He'll get like we feared. He'll get what's the name I'm thinking of, guys? Go to my panel. What's the little peninsula of Ukraine? What's the big? He's got Crimea. He'll get Crimea, and then the United States will get the minerals, the sort of the value, if you like, the treasure trove of Ukraine. The war will come to an end. The stock market will rally. This will be a good day. These reporters are British. I'm British, but. Trump this, Trump that. I mean, I just want the war to come to an end. At the end of the day, I mean, look, I see Alex nodding. Look, Putin's not going to stop until he's forced to stop. This gets it to stop. Okay, is it fair on the Ukraine? Well, of course it ain't. It's the Ukraine's land 5 minutes ago. They got invaded. They got people blown up and killed. It's not good, is it? But it's happened. Trump's now ended it. Am I a fan of Trump always? Well, no, I'm completely neutral. It is what it is, right? At the end of the day, we've got this will be a road to peace. America is the winner. Ukraine is the loser, but people stop dying. Things get better. Yes, Alex.
Hey, I want to just add on this. We all know that we are not Trump fans or haters or anything. We just want things to go back to normal.
And around
even
inflation
better than
following
before.
the...
That's right.
But I'm surprised from people judging Trump about what he does. I mean, it's an unfair word.
Yeah.
And I would prefer to have peace.
Yeah.
If someone could make it happen and, have many years to live.
Yeah.
But no one is saying anything about the countries that invaded Africa and everything like that. Like, we see it all the time. It's an unfair world.
Yeah.
What matters is people to stop dying.
Yeah.
For unnecessary reasons.
Absolutely.
So this is a great news. Brilliant.
Yes. What do you think, Simon?
I just agree with Alex. War, wherever it is all over the world, is not right. It's all about greed, really, when it comes to war.
Yeah.
And people die for no reason. And
Yeah.
it's just fantastic. It's brilliant. If this stops the war, well done, Trump.
Yeah, totally. Love him, hate him, don't care. Just want the war to stop, people to stop dying. Who gets the money? It's unfortunate, but to most people in Ukraine, they won't know a difference. That was the government money. They won't know the difference. They'll see the bomb stopping and they'll be able to build their houses back and grow their plants and, sow their fields again and go back to work. The country will be poorer. It won't be as a powerful country anymore, but it'll have, people will just go about their daily lives. And America will come in and construction companies will go in and they'll start building. American development businesses will get business. You'll get, this will be good for anyone that rare earths like lithium. So Tesla, Lucid, all the American companies will get access to this lithium. It's a win-win for America. It's a win-win for everybody. Financially, it's a bit crap, I suppose, for Ukraine, but they wasn't going to get any better deal. It was just going to carry on going until more people were dead and they would just be richer but deader. And that's not a real sentence, but you get what I'm saying, right? At least this way, they got less money that they wouldn't have known anyway, but at least they're not dead. So,
Exactly.
And we can finally get on and live in a world where we don't have this flipping nonsense. Anyway, we're waiting for more updates. This is, I'm not going to be here for very long. I just wanted to cover this. It's a breaking news story. Let me go and give you some more. This is coming out live now. No, it's not. We're on a break. The American news aren't covering it. It's that new. It's that new. I've got nothing coming from Bloomberg, nothing coming from CNBC, nothing coming from Trump's channel. He's got a channel. Yes, Simon.
I know this is only like small news. This ain't big. Like what's going on with Ukraine and USA.
It's your news, right? It's your news. It's big to us.
Yeah.
What is it?
So I listened to you earlier, and I clicked on your link, and I signed up for
Robinhood UK.
for Robinhood.
Hang on then. Let me sign out of my US. I know what you're going to tell me, but let me do it with you. Did you do it? Right.
Yeah.
Log out.
I've got
Log out.
£7.50.
What did you get?
$7.50.
What? Right. And what did you get? What stock did you get?
Nvidia.
Nvidia. Right. Yes. That's it now.
Yeah.
It's going to pump now. Alex, he bought it. $7.50. It's going up now, mate. Right. Log in. Let me log into my UK account. I've got to go out on my US one. It's the same app. It's the same app. I've got to go out of one into the other one. So let me do it. Right. Here we go. Now, I should have a free share. I don't know what I'm going to get. I'm probably the same as you. I've never seen it where someone wins a stock and I get a stock and you get $7. It never works that way. It'd be funny if it did, wouldn't it? I'd feel really embarrassed if it did, but that's the way it goes, mate. You never know. Right, let's have a look. You're not going to feel bad. You're not going to feel guilty, are you? If I win like a share of Berkshire Hathaway, 30 grand, you're not going to get upset with me, are you? I hope not.
No, I'll be happy for you.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Whew. We're saying that before it happens then, just in case. Right, here we go. So let me click on it. Let me add me numbers in. Right, here we go. Oh, here it is. Your gift of stock has arrived. Claim your stock. So let me look. Let me show you. So this is my Robinhood account. There it is. $542. That is all free shares. I've never bought a single share. These are all my referrals. It's really good, isn't it? It adds up, mate. I tell you what, it adds up. Right, so I've got 3 things. This is all I've got. Look, there you go. I've got a bit of Apple, a bit of J&J, a bit of Coca-Cola. So what I'll do is I will see Apple is currently 33 times earnings. J&J is currently 17 times earnings. I like J&J. Google is 17 times earnings. I'm going to go to J&J then because of the dividend. So I'm going to click on where it says claim your stock. $7.71.
Woohoo!
Hey.
A little bit more than me.
I got more than you. It's in dollars though. You probably, oh no, same, innit? Right, $7.71. Thanks, mate. I'm going to click on J&J. Scroll along, claim my J&J, swipe it up. Done. Oh, I've got another one from someone else today. Double bubble. I got another one. Look, it revealed another one. Your gift for stock has arrived. Brilliant. Here we go. So claim your stock. Does anybody $7.64? Look, here we go. Who wants some free shares like this? J&J again. Swipe it across. Bless you, Leah. Leah just sneezed. Yeah, that's not good, mate.
Calling, by the way, Martin.
Yeah, I see. It's Saab calling in, right? Yeah, J&J. There we go. No. Balance. $557. Boom. There you go. Now, if you like that, we're covering the news. Thank you, Simon.
What more could you want? Free shares, free stock, and the war ending.
I know.
What more could you want?
What a good night. Everybody wins, and everybody won stock. Everybody won stock. Right, let me bring Saab into the show. We're only going to be a short while. End of the war. We love it. Let me bring him up to here. Guest spot number 10. He likes number 10, old Saabi. He likes it. I don't know where that came from. He's now known as Saabi. He don't mind. He's good. Here, with big smiling face. There he is. How are you, mate?
I've been called a lot of things in my time, mate. It's all right.
Yeah, Saabi's good. Right, I've got live news now. I'm just catching it. Stand by. Okay, here we go. We're going to go back over to the news. If you just tuned in, we've got a deal with Ukraine and the US, signed a peace deal. Well, not a peace deal. They've done a deal with the minerals. Basically now the United States own a big chunk of the United States, of Ukraine. They've got interest. They've got stake in it. Russia can't go anywhere. They'll get Crimea. They'll call it a win. They'll go, we won. Hurrah. Well done, Putin. You've killed thousands of people and you own a bit of mud, basically. That's what you own, a bit of mud. You got that. United States have now got 10% of the world's lithium. Hooray for us, American investors. We love it. Ukraine, not a great deal, but the deal was it carried on and everyone got even more dead than they already are. So there we go. Saab, you'll give me your point of view in a second. Here is the update. This is just broken. America is not even covering the news yet. It's that new.
The US
Here we go.
and Ukraine strike an economic
There's the deal.
agreement. It could be a first step towards a plan to end.
Let me just mute the audio a second, and we'll come back to here just a second. They're just doing the headlines. They're going to cover it first. We're going to cover it live. Well, we're waiting. If you want Robinhood USA free stocks like what you've just seen me do, there it is. There's Robinhood UK free stocks. So if you're in the United States or the UK, click on that. You get free stocks. I get free stocks. You've seen Simon get some. I got some. Everybody wins. We're all making free money. Why not? Okay, here we come. We're just waiting for the reels to go around and we can get straight into this breaking news. We've got a panel. If you want to call in, the link is in the chat. We've got Saab, Simon and Alex. They're having their say. It's a great night. And here we go with this breaking news happening now.
Good morning to you. Let's update you with this breaking news, which has been developing in the past hour or so. The United States and Ukraine have signed an agreement for a reconstruction investment fund, believed to be the first step towards a full minerals agreement between the two countries. This follows clearly months of negotiations, and we understand some last-minute wrangling. Well, a short time ago, the US Secretary of State, Scott Bessant, had this to say.
Thanks to President Trump's tireless efforts to secure a lasting peace, I am glad to announce the signing of today's historic economic partnership agreement between the United States and Ukraine, establishing the United States-Ukraine Reconstruction Investment Fund. This partnership allows the United States to invest alongside Ukraine to unlock Ukraine's growth assets, mobilize American talent, capital, and governance standards that will improve Ukraine's investment climate and accelerate Ukraine's economic recovery. The Development Finance Corporation will participate and help to establish this fund in collaboration with the government of Ukraine. Today's agreement signals clearly to Russian leadership that the Trump administration is committed to a peace process centered on a free, sovereign, and prosperous Ukraine
there it
over
is.
the long term.
Sovereign, they've recognized it.
It's time for this cruel and senseless war
there it
to
is,
end.
different
The killing
position
must
now.
stop. And both the United States and the government of Ukraine look forward to quickly operationalizing this historic economic partnership
there
for
it
both
is.
the Ukrainian and American people.
That was Scott Bessant speaking a short time ago. Let's get more on this developing situation. Our correspondent, David Blevins, had.
Okay, before I go over to that, I want to go back to our panel because Sabi called in. Great to have you here, Saab. There's your new name. How do you feel about this tonight? Great result, right?
Great news, great news. Like, we've been waiting for this to happen for the longest time. Obviously, you know, we knew that it wasn't all going to get done in one day. Nothing gets done in one day. And ending a war will never happen in one day. So here it is. Well, Alex, what are you laughing about? Alex, check this out.
Oh, he's got a microphone like like Vaz.
So everything's going up. Look, Oracle's up, Adobe's up, Google's not up, but Amazon's up, Meta's up, Applied Digital's up, Nvidia's going up crazy, UEC's going crazy. Hey, my portfolio's looking good, baby. It's all green except for two things. There's two little red bits.
It's a brilliant day. Absolutely brilliant. We're going to be at, I'm going to be at $400,000 in 2 months.
Beautiful.
From $5,000. Yeah, I know. Pretty wild.
Beautiful.
So it's a good day. Let's go and pick up some more of this. Give a quick reaction, and then we'll have to wrap this up because obviously this news will just go on and on and on for the next week. And I would like to go to bed at some point today. I've got videos still to come out. We got Vaz, got Premiere coming out. We've got Sensei in the breakfast show. We're live all day, every day. I love this. We're catching every news story thanks to the Lucas Aids. This was brought to us by DJ Hayes. Is your mic on, Saab? No, he's just got it. It just looks like he's got it out of a box. I think at Sensei. Look at that. He just got
mic's on. My mic's on. My mic's on.
Oh, it is on.
Sexy right now.
Oh, it is on. There you go.
Love this.
He has got it. So you are talking through it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There you go. I love it. But put it straight on, mate. Don't be one of those YouTubers who have a mic on the side. The diaphragm is at the front of the microphone, not at the side. I know, when those gangsters get the guns and they do it on the side to act all like a hard man. In fact, it doesn't matter with a gun, that way or that way, the bullet still comes out the front, right? But this, you talk down the front of it.
You know what? I haven't got the my desk doesn't let me do that until I get my new desk. So
you see what I mean? You get people with money, they go out and buy stuff, they don't even know how to use it. See, I would use that properly. I would appreciate it. I would love and cherish that microphone. I'd know how to use it, but I can't afford that microphone. Emmett Saab goes out and buys it, and he talks down the side of it like that.
What are you talking about? This is a good deal. It's like it's not even expensive. It's not like your $4,000 microphone back there.
That doesn't matter. Don't get that. Don't bring that into it. Don't bring that into it.
That depends if it's cardioid or supercardioid.
Oh, hello. Here we go. See? Here we go. Unidirectional. Yeah, we know. Supercardioid. Yeah. He's right. He's right.
I had to get one though because of all the jibes that you keep giving me about my microphone never working. So.
It sounds great now. You've got no echo at all. You've got no feedback at all. It's just it now works like it should work. I don't have to mute you all the bloody time because it's background noise.
Even though I'm talking on the side.
Even though you're talking on the side, yeah.
All right, that's okay then.
Yeah.
I have to even chop some of my desk up to get this to fit this.
Yeah, don't go chopping your desk up, mate. Don't go chopping your desk up. Let me bring you this and I'll get your final thoughts. Here we go.
As more now from Washington.
They are describing this as a reconstruction investment fund, but it gives the United States access to things like graphite and aluminium, oil and gas. So the White House is confirming that this is what we have long described as the minerals deal. And there are various aspects to that. Economically, it allows the United States to argue that it is clawing back billions of dollars in military aid provided to Ukraine. And then politically, by having an investment on the ground, Donald Trump can argue that he's giving Vladimir Zelensky the security guarantees he has sought for so long. It is the latest chapter in what has been a remarkable story. Just think back to that jaw-dropping showdown between Presidents Trump and Zelensky in the Oval Office, when the United States appeared to be suggesting that Ukraine was somehow responsible for the Russian invasion. That redefined old allegiances before our very eyes in real time to the shock of other world leaders. And then just think back to last weekend when we saw the two men again seated together just feet apart at St. Peter's Basilica in Rome at the funeral of Pope Francis, where they appeared to have closed the gap between them both literally and politically. Donald Trump vowed to end the war in Ukraine on his first day in office, on his 101st day in office. He's closer to doing that than he ever has been before.
That was David Blevinson. Of course, we'll come back to this developing story during the course of
there we go.
The night.
We're going to leave that there. That'll do. So we're going to wrap this up. There's not really much more to say. We're not going to cover this 24 hours a day, but we're going to just get final thoughts from our panel who have called in tonight. This is an absolutely fantastic day. People will stop dying. The war will come to an end very quickly because Putin will go, you know what? I'm not gonna invade the interests of the United States. I ain't doing that. I'm not interested. I've got myself. I've forgotten the name of it again. Crimea. I've got my little bit at the end. I can take that. I'll call it a win. It was never a war. It was a special operation. I can go back to my people and say we won the special operation and we got a little bit more mud. Basically, US will now take control. This will benefit the US economy. It will benefit anyone who needs minerals like Tesla. And all the American companies, that'll be great. People will stop dying. The economy, the stock market will go up. This will look like a win for Trump because it is. Whether you like him or you hate him, it's a win. You can't. I know some people go, "Oh, I don't like him." Well, he's done a deal. Whether you like it or not, we've got a deal. And we know some people hate him. We know some people love him. But he's got a deal, and that is all that comes down to it. So this will be a boost for his ratings, a boost for the economy. People will go, "Oh, hang on a minute. This is what I think will happen. If he can get that deal, is he going to get the deal in China?" And my prediction is he is. I believe it's already done. The markets are already rallying. Saab, I think you missed it this morning, mate. You missed my best trade ever. Did you see it?
I saw it.
Brilliant, wasn't it? Right? So it was a good day. We bought the market. We're in. We're happy. We're excited. And now we just hold and we love it. So give me your final thoughts, gentlemen, because my dinner is waiting. Stuff's waiting to do. Before you do, let me see what comments I got in the... let me see what we got in the chat. What's going on? Here we go. Stacey, here we go. Another session of yapping. What's going on here? I think we got a few... this is the way. Okay, have we got a couple of trolls in here? If we have, we're not bothered. Alex, don't believe the Sky News. They are controlled by, well, it's, you think of Sky News. We just had it confirmed from the US, so whatever. I Love Trump says WF, it will stop the missiles being fired from, but yes, it will. Automatic alley. All right, okay. So give me your final thoughts, please, Alex.
It's brilliant news. Can't wait to see for tomorrow. Also, just for a comment, I will move my TV back tomorrow. Don't you worry.
Yeah, what's going on with the TV? Where did that go?
Just needed to make some settings and stuff. I don't know what happened exactly, so I'm trying to make the settings and put it back.
I change settings. I change settings every day. I don't move my telly. That TV, this TV, it's over here. This TV here ain't moved. I change settings every day. This TV don't move, and I got all this going on. Why is your TV having to move when you change settings?
Maybe I did it on purpose.
All right.
No, I'm joking. But yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow to see the market. It's been brilliant news.
It's slow to react, honestly, because it's late in the evening. We're in overnight hours. Well, we're not in overnight hours. We're in after hours at the moment. But this is just broken. I'm not seeing it on any American news at the moment. I'm sure it'll be on American news in the next half an hour. So the market's not really digesting it. You'll see this tomorrow with everything that's happened today, with Meta beating and Hood beating, and I mean, we all know. I mean, 25% down the year started with Mag 7. Everyone's beating. Everything's great. I mean, get ready to get excited. Yes, Saab. If you're not excited now, with a 25% dip at the beginning of the year, with a 10% predicted year, we've already had 25. That's a 35%. Rates coming down. We had inflation flat today. Did you see that? Obviously, you did, Saab. You with me on that trade. Flat inflation. GDP slowing, which might mean we're already in a recession. Don't get upset about that. That means that's the bottom. That means we build from a recession. That's why Saab's smiling, going, I don't mind a recession. That means you buy the bottom, right? And now we've got the war ending. For those that are chasing the market tomorrow, rubbish for you. For those of you that are already in, self, innit? It's all about us, all about me. If you're already in, it's great. If you're coming tomorrow going, I want to buy the market, too late. You've already missed about 10%. All right, there you go. Oh, hello, what's this?
RB donated $1.99 through a super chat. Number 1, tumbler glass emoji.
I'll have a whiskey. I'll finish right now. Okay, just finish up for me, Alex. Quickly, last thoughts, please.
Just we need to see now XRP. Are we gonna get the news that we want? Plus, with war ending and everything like that, the XRP is missing now.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time, mate. It's only a matter of time. Oh, Martin, I sent you a link in Discord. I will go and check it.
Josh Monroe donated $2 through a super chat. Martin, I sent you a link in Discord.
Where? Did you send me? Josh Monroe. Oh, there you go. Oh, Fox News. Yes, thank you. I can't cover it now, guys. I've got to go. I've been here since 6 o'clock this morning. You know, I've got to end at some point. Simon, final thoughts, mate?
So my final thoughts is we stopped the war. Most companies have good earnings, and then we sort all the tariffs out, and happy days. Everything goes up.
I love it. Nothing wrong with that, mate. Sabi, give me your last thoughts.
Yeah, look, we have 3 months of craziness, and you know what? Every now and again, we need a little bit of craziness so that this kind of opportunity or buying opportunity can come around. And the only thing is, you're going to be prepared for it. I'm never all prepared for it. I wasn't prepared for it, but you know what? It was time to pivot. It's time to look around, see what to do. I would have never got into these 4 stocks. Which is Meta, Amazon, Adobe, and Oracle. If this hadn't happened, not yet anyway. But I'm in, and I'm excited, and it's just going up from here. Like Meta
Andrew
went up
Michael
35%.
donated £1.99 through a super chat. Thank you, Martin.
Welcome, Saab.
So so it's great news all around. I think yes, some people got hurt by the markets, obviously. So there's always somebody getting hurt, and there's always somebody winning.
That's the nature, yeah.
So it's just the nature of the beast. We've just got to be patient and just keep following the information you get, and just go with it, guys. Let's make some money now.
Yes, I'm going to give you my final thoughts, and coming from the great man himself, Alex, you put it exactly right. You mentioned it about 2 hours ago. You said it, and what you said was this: where we are today is because what we did a few weeks ago. When the markets crashed down after Liberation Day, what did we do? We worked longer. We earned more money. We did more. We stayed up late. We were up to 11 o'clock in the evening. Remember the China deal? We were trying to find ways to refinance, get more money, work harder, buy the dips. That's what we did. When COVID came around, I missed it. And I bought the rally on the way out. And I said to myself, next time, I'm going to be ready. And when it comes, I'm going to buy with conviction. And that is exactly what I did, and most of my Lucas aides did as well. So I'm proud of everyone who took part in that. When it was tough, we were here. On the red days, we dug the ditches, and now we let everyone with their FOMO join in our party, which we built weeks and months ago. In my case, 4 years ago. I've been digging and digging that long. I've been down that long. Saab's been here since the beginning. He knows how far down I went. 65 grand was my lowest overall down. It's about 27. I'm nearly there. It's only 14% down. I was 55% down. That's what investing's about, guys. I love you all. I'll see you back in the morning for the breakfast show. Sensei will be live for the weather forecast of the stock market. Have a wonderful evening. The war is about to come to an end. People stop dying. That is more important than anything. But for us, we're investors. We're about to make some money. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.